Hi all, today I want to talk about something really cool. We're going to combine the STEM fields and the environmental fields. So STEM, for those who don't know, is science, technology, engineering, and math. So we're going to take a look at how slime and snakes, or ectotherms, what they have in common. So let's take a look. Slime, this stuff right here. Oh, it's so goofy. Look at that awesomeness. All right, slime is a polymer, and a polymer is a kind of weird mix between a solid. I mean, if we look at this, we can break this, right? We can break our slime, which you can break a solid, but you can't really break a liquid yet. Look, it's taking the shape of its container, which is very liquidy, but you don't break liquids, you break solids. Now, all of this means it's something called a polymer. Now, what do polymers have to do with ectotherms, or with snakes and turtles and things that we would consider to be cold-blooded? Well, cool thing is slime, this polymer, has something called a glass transition state, or glass transition temperature. And what that means is that as slime cools down, as a polymer cools down, it is going to become brittle, rigid. It's not going to move very fast. Right now, it's kind of warm out. You see, I'm in my t-shirt. It's in the 80s, I believe. It's pretty warm. So this can move pretty easily. It's flowing and moving. It's warm, kind of like an endotherm. And an endotherm, that's us. We are animals that have the ability to create our own body temperature. We're able to maintain it, stabilize this, and picking slime off my fingers. As we, mammals or warm-blooded or endothermic animals, digest and metabolize, we're able to create our own heat source. We can go inside in the winter, we put on some extra layers, drink some hot cocoa, eat some nice rich foods like squashes and breads, all that hearty food to keep us warm. And in the summer, we can cool ourselves off. Yeah, we might get hot, but we're not boiling in the crazy amount of heat. Snakes, on the other hand, reptiles, these ectotherms, they can't do that. They need an external heat source, which is why we see so many snakes and turtles who like to bask and absorb all that nice sunlight, which lets them to warm up. When they are warm, they can move about really easily, really quick. When they are cold, though, they slow down, and they don't have a ton of energy to move. And the same thing goes for slime. One thing that we can do to kind of use this slime as a visual aid for what happens to reptiles when they get cold is to take our slime and put it in the freezer. You can find many recipes for slime. Just go on the Googles and check that out. Easy enough to find. Pick your favorite recipe, and then take your slime and stick it in the freezer for at least 10 minutes. All right, just place it in there. We'll just let it sit for 10 minutes. And no, it's not frozen, but as we try to pick it up, it breaks. It doesn't stretch out as much as it used to. And that is very similar to how ectotherms, if you look, it's not really sticking to my finger as much anymore, and that dent is staying. When I poke it, it's not just merging back into one shape very quickly. And that can be very similar to these reptiles, these amphibians, these herps, these cold-blooded or ectothermic animals that can no longer move as quickly and as efficiently as they did before. You can see some slime that has actually stuck to some ice packs from previously, and this is solid. This is very solid slime. You see it's not dripping any. It stays in this shape. It's very stuck and rigid. If we think about that slime that we just looked at in the freezer, in the same way that we think about those reptiles and amphibians, picture now a pit of snakes. And it's a hot day and they're squirming all around. They're basking in the sun, getting their energy, they're moving. And I go to stomp on them. Please don't ever do that. But I go to stomp on them. In that pit of snakes, are they gonna all just stay there? No, they're gonna sploosh out and away from that stomp. They want to move, they want to leave that area. Very similar to the slime. When the slime is all warm and goopy and more liquidy, you can stab into it and it's gonna sploosh out, right? It's gonna move easily. As compared to the slime that we just saw, when I poked at it, it didn't really go anywhere and it kind of stayed there. If I have a pit of snakes and they are cold, they don't have the energy to flee and run away from me stomping on them. Again, you never want to do this. Snakes are incredible species and are super, super important in our environment. They have a very important role in our ecosystem and they do need to be respected. So again, don't do that. That's just to help you imagine and process this concept of last transition states along with ectothermic behaviors. To learn more about the natural world and the physical world, how they blend, how we can be observing and learning about the world that we live in, you can subscribe right here to always stay up to date with some cool environmental education tutorials and science experiments, science observations, and cool visual aids like this.